Hello, hello. What is up, friends and family? We're here a little bit scuffed on the week one recap, but it's still happening. It's still happening. Sue me. So we'll just get started. I've never really done this, so we'll just figure it out. Our first game was between Chalk and Bastia. Chalk brought Tapulele, Klefki, Golden Go, Garchomp, Rotom Wash, and Blaziken Speed Boost. And then Abastia brought Lycanroc Dusk, Ursulina Blood Moon, Kyurem Black, Entei, Iron Hands, and Comfey. Abastia has no Terras, which is interesting, but I do like his team in a sense. Like, he's got no utility, but he's got all threats, which I just think is fun, and I have respect for it. It doesn't need pussy utility like Klefki and Golden Go. No offense. But anyways, let's get started on the game. So this was the first game, which was pretty fun. Chalk leads Rotom, and Abastia led Entei, which is obviously not a great lead for him. But he just clicks Sacred Fire anyways, gets the burn off. I mean, that's cool. But he is just going to die to Hydro Pump. His Hydro Pump switch-ins are not fantastic, but, I mean, Comfey and Iron Hands would have been okay, but maybe he was expecting him just to Volt Switch. So he's going to bring in Comfey, and he's going to double to Blood Moon, and I believe Chalk doubles to Blaziken. Which is not great for Abastia. He has to triple back out to Comfey, which happens, and then Comfey takes 50% to close combat, which is a lot. It does threaten with some priority, of course, but he's going to go into Garchomp, the most obvious Comfey switch-in, and Abastia is going to go back into Lycanroc. It's kind of crazy that he has switched like every turn. At this point, he's finally attacking. He's just clicking Play Rough into Garchomp. And look at all the damage this thing takes, man. It's not even a recoil move, and he just took 40%. So, and then Garchomp just clicks Rocks. And then, I mean, I said it here in the chat, but the fact that this Lycanroc just took like 77% of its health to a Garchomp that clicks Stealth Rocks is crazy. Lele comes in, signifying its choice Scarf, obviously. You could have switched and maybe sacked something, but I mean, at that point, Lycanroc's a fine sack. I mean, you don't super need it for anything here. He's going to bring in Luna, which takes a pretty surprising amount to me. I thought this one thing was kind of especially bulky. I don't remember. He's going to Blood Moon, doesn't quite kill. I do wonder if that's a roll, but Lele is going to pick up its second kill, and I think that Lele was his kill leader this game. Brings in Iron Hands, which is going to live Moonblast, okay, and it's gonna revenge kill with a little T punch action. Chalk's still got 4 guys left, and Bastia's in a bit of a rough spot with these rocks up, especially. He's gonna come in and CC with Blaziken, and that taking out Iron Hands is pretty rough. Probably Spadef. I had to guess. I'd imagine Iron Hands lives that if it's Fizdef. Don't quote me. He's going to bring back out Comfey to threaten, but at this point you have 2 steel types, which kind of just win. And that's just what he does. Golden Go comes in, and I think it just clicks Make It Rain twice, and this one is Jover. But a pretty solid first game. A good outing by Chalk here to bring home the dub. A little Golden Go action. Lele was great. And I like the defensive chomp. I thought it was funny just how much damage she took from Life Orb, Rocky Helmet, and Rough Skin. And brings in the Kyurem, the Scale Shot, but this one is over. Even if he needed to get rid of Golden Go, I mean, Rotom probably still comes in. Well, I mean, I don't know. Depends on if you have Protect on the Blaziken to be faster than the thing. Yep. So that's the first game. Our second game is between Steven and James. Steven's got a very pink-purple team. I'm just noticing everyone's got a little bit of pink. Even Meow's got the little flower. But regardless, we'll get this one started. James leads his Mega Altaria, and Steven leads Tundi T. He's going to go right out into Rotom, which, takes on everything Thundurus does. He's going to U-turn out, get in something better for this. It's going to be Glowking, who's going to eat up this Overheat. I don't think there's special attack on this Rotom, or this is like pretty Spadef. He's going to get out of there. He's going to Volt Switch into Jirachi. And I believe Steven just Chilly Receptions. Yep. And brings out his Aloe. which I think is fine. And then he's going to U-turn on the Aloe and take the Rocky Helmet chip. So overall, that's a pretty dub turn for Steven, even though he scalds into this Altaria and does like 0 damage even before it Mega Evolves. And then I believe he is going to Mega this turn, and it gets the Toxic on the Aloe. I remember at this point being like, that's a pretty tough one for Steven to have to take that Toxic. Brings in his Tinkaton, which is a pretty solid alt answer, and this is Terra Ground. He brings in Rotom Heat, and then hits him with a Gigaton Hammer, which does Jack Diddley Squat, but this is probably my favorite turn. Terra Ground, and he just kills him with Terra Blast because of Mold Breaker. So I think that's cool. Obviously, I think obviously Tinkaton runs Mold Breaker, but I think that's some fun tech. Some of the most fun tech we got this week. He goes into Glow King on this, gets the Spidef drop, which, happens a lot. It's like 80%, right? He's going to go back out. He's going to eat the Earth Power. Good switch by Steven. And then force out the switch into Ting Lu. And Steven reads that too. He gets the U-turn off. He's going to go into Meow, which, there's no way Meow kills this thing, but Ting Lu doesn't do a ton back. He's going to go into Alt. And Steven gets another momentum play going for him, which is great. Just like a lot of momentum here for Steven. Gets back out his Tinkaton, which isn't going to be weak to a ground move from this anymore. Could get Toxicked. And he's just going to roost off the Gigaton Hammer. And Steven's got Ice Hammer. He can double up. And he will Toxic his Tinkaton, which isn't fantastic. Puts him on the timer. Goes into Glow King now. On the switch to Jirachi. He's going to go for the Para. The T-Wave. And he got his turn 1. Which is nice. And then he's going to U-turn out into Ting Lu. Great matchup here for him. And then Steven Chili Receptions, though. He's going to get in there. Being slower with the Para is kind of nice. He's going to get in Great Tusk for the first time and really put some pressure on here. With a Rapid Spin. Bang! Ruination. Taking the Ruination on this, I think, is pretty tough because I think this thing is like a solid cleaner. Especially because if he has Ice Spinner, I don't remember if he has Ice Spinner, but close combat doing 40% is pretty crazy. He's going to switch out to Alt, expecting the Ice Spinner, and he has it. Not quite enough to kill the Alt. And he will sack the Alt here. Another Rapid Spin, just for a little more speed. And then he's going to go back into Ting Lu, who probably eats and revenge kills, unless Steven switches. And she does, to preserve the Ting Lu. Not the Ting Lu, the Great Tusk. Aloe isn't super crazy right now. Being Toxic, he's going to get Rocks off. And could be bad for Thundy if he's not Boots. Then Steven's going to flip turn, get his momentum. Not worried about healing up the Aloe, since it's got regen. And he's going to get his Great Tusk back to full health. He can't really stay in here, though, because of Air Slash. Or Seed Flare, for that matter. And wow, that is a lot of damage. 42% resisted. With the drop, he has to switch into Glow King. And then he's going to get Seed Flared again, and he's going to get dropped again. I feel like the RNG has been leaning a little bit in John's direction this game. Not John. James, sorry. And then he's going to Earth Power into Tinkaton. Steven's just had to play around, and he eventually sacks this Tinkaton, which was really his Altaria and his thing to kill Rotom, so he doesn't really need it. Then he's going to threaten out with Meow. Then he hits the knockoff into Rachi, which he's got Colbur Berry. Dub. So he eats that, but he has to switch again. And another knockoff. Ting Lu will lose its lefties. Big crit. Goes back into Aloe. And James doubles into Shaman, which is a great play by him. And he's going to force Steven to have to not get dropped or to sack something, basically. Um, oh, he leash seeds. That's kind of interesting. I mean, getting some HP back. He does miss that air slash, which is pretty tough. But he's going to get the para. It is pretty inescapable right here for Steven with the para to get away from the air slash flinch and a para. Yep, he's going to get flinched. Like, I wouldn't even say this is lucky for James. It's just kind of how it's going to be. And at this point, you kind of just got to choose. And he goes into Thundy. I believe this was a sack. But he does read the Earth Power, which is nice. He's going to take this. And doesn't get flinched. Gets the Sludge Wave off. Sludge Wave? Damn. And then he misses that Seed Flare, which is unfortunate. But I don't think it mattered a ton. Of course, he's going to kill here, and then Mian Xiao comes in. Going to go right back to Aloe to eat this. Oh, he's got Sword Stance. Oh, yeah, I remember this. It got kind of dicey here. Yeah, the Trailblaze, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, hold on. But Steven's got some answers, namely Meowshkarada. Yeah, and he's going to switch out Scared of Scarf, which I think is kind of reasonable. But I feel like if you're in the position James is in there, you kind of just got to risk Scarf and go for the kill. Assuming Mian Xiao had a move to kill Meow, which I assumed it had close combat or something. But at this stage, you kind of just lose to Meow, so... But we might have already known that Meow was Scarf, and if we did, that's my bad. But hard for me to remember because this shit's so fast. Oh, because it was faster than Shaman, right? Yeah. So I guess he did kind of have to switch. So my bad on that one. Yeah, he knocks off the Scarf. Teehee. But he would have lived the Flower Trick. I don't know. Maybe he... I don't know. And then Aloe gets the last kill via Rocky Helmet, and Steven brings home the 4-0 dub. That was a pretty long one. 44 turns gets us cooking. Okay, our third game between Yurtbert and Power Fable. I was doing all these on slow. We're doing them on normal now because the last one took forever. Not going to lie to you. Okay, recap me real quick. Darkrai, Mega Lop, Floatzel, Terra Floatzel, and I believe it was Terra Water. I don't know, the sprites aren't loading for me, so I can't tell you. Iron Leaves, Skeledirge, and Manaphy versus Gliscor, Torkoal, Chi-Yu, Vikavolt, Walking Wake, and Lilligant Hisui. Bring me back for the first turn. Run me back. Vikavolt is going to lead into Mega Lop. He's going to go for the first turn, Fake Out. I mean, that's pretty good damage just off rip. And then he's going to return, doesn't kill. He's going to get a Sticky Web off, and there's no removal on Yurtbert's team, so that trade of his Vikavolt for a Sticky Web is absolutely worth it if you ask me. And but Yurtbert will pick up the first kill here, apply some pressure. He's going to bring in Torkoal, and return 31 is solid. He's going to body press and do a ton of damage. And then he's going to CC and sack the Lopunny, except he goes for the Stealth Rock here. And I understand that with no hazards and maybe expecting to preserve. But it does put you in a little bit of a dicey position here because your Torkoal is one of your better options and it's low. But instead he chooses to take most of his HP off of Gliscor and then get the kill. Of course, Gliscor gets all of that HP back most of the time because that shit recovers like a quadrillion. Goes into Walking Wake on the Floatzel, who's now slow. Eats up this Wave Crash, 12% in the sun. It's unfortunate. And then he's just going to die to Dragon Pulse. And now your Dragon Pulse switch-ins are kind of rough. Manaphy should live one, but I don't know if you have anything. And then you take Hearts here, which is not the most optimal play. You know you're slower. And this thing is proto special attack. Like, you just kind of have to get damage because you have nothing that's faster and nothing that's going to be faster unless you have Boots, Darkrai or something. But I do not see the vision with the take heart here whatsoever, unfortunately. So Manaphy just goes down for nothing when that's one of his best things to take a hit. got rid of the Sun Turns at least. Especially because Manaphy would be nice for like Chi-Yu. He's going to bring in Quark Drive Attack, Iron Leaves. Which is cool. Nothing too crazy. I think at this point you wish you were Speed so you could at least somewhat counteract the thing. But he's going to sack his Torkoal here, which maybe not what you need to do 100% of the time. He's going to go right into Chi-Yu though and eat up the side blade, and now he's faster and he's going to kill a flamethrower. I like that play from Fable a little much. At that point, maybe just sack the Torkoal. 44% to Dirge in the sun, pretty nice. He's going to get Torch Song off. Oh, this is Boots Dirge. That's nice. He's going to heal back up. And I mean, if you have like Flame Charge here, like something cool could happen. But he's just going to heal up with Protect. Protect Gliscor is so crazy. He's going to knock off the boots. And then Torch Song again. You really wish you could have Flame Charged there, I think, and be faster. But he's going to slack off, which I don't know. I think at that point you'd rather just use the Sun Turns to your advantage and get rid of the poison damage, or the healing. But he kills anyways. Gets off a second kill, and then this is just going to come in and KO. And I don't really think, unless Darkrai is Hypnosis BSing, I don't think there's really a chance. He's just going to sack the Torkoal here, which, I mean, isn't super necessary. And he lets him get off a plot, but I don't really know if you needed to plot. But I guess, I don't know, in terms of winning plays, maybe plot is the winning play. And then he's going to get the kill here with Darkrai, make this one at least one differential closer, bring in the Lilligant, which will be faster under Chlorophyll, and knock out with CC, and that is a good win for Fable. Yeah. Walking Wake, I think, got 3 kills. It was the early kill leader. Very good game from Hit. And then Torkoal and Gliscor was a nice defensive core there. I liked what I saw. Our next game is Ryan versus McGriddleso. McGriddleso took Chien Pao with the very first pick. And his team is Mega Venu, Terra Ampharos, Chien Pao, Dio Speed, Swampert, and Togekiss. I gotta say, I'm really happy that someone took Dio Speed. I think it's just a fun mon to have around. I've drafted it before. It's kind of fun. It's fun being faster and everything and being able to put EVs in HP for no reason, but it's pretty weak. But it's a cool mon, so I'm happy he got drafted. And I really like McGriddle's team overall. Ryan brought Blastoise, Snow Mega, Corviknight, Nidoqueen, Masquerain, Tapu Koko, and Terra Scrafty. He's going to leave Masquerain. I believe in terms of the Terra types that... Oh, okay, it's Terra Water, Ampharos, and Terra Dark Scrafty, and maybe... I don't fucking know. Terra Water on the Masquerain, maybe? I don't remember if this is Terra. Sumi, he's going to get off webs early because that removal is not fantastic. I think it's just Togekiss on this team. And then he's going to Hurricane. Yes, I got kind of lost in the sauce there. Hold on. Rocks up on Ryan's side. He has better removal, but he would have to get rid of Sticky Web. So if I'm Ryan, I'm probably just keeping the webs up and living with the rocks. And then he flipped turn, taking 39%, breaks through the confusion. And flip turns into the Ampharos. Ryan is going to switch into Scrafty. Ryan had a pretty cool Scrafty set. I've never seen it before. This might be kind of standard, but he's going to eat the Volt Switch, and then he's going to double into Nidoqueen on the Togekiss, which I don't think Togekiss gets anything to touch Nidoqueen. I could be wrong, though. And he's going to get up his rocks, signifying he has no intentions of defogging. And then he's going to go into Koko, eat this Air Slash, and threaten a kill. Has to go into Venu. And then Ryan goes for the Gleam. He was trying to catch the Swampert as like a middle ground play here. Like, I don't know, T-Bolt's not really doing a lot either, but he's going to go back into Masquerain here. On the Mega Venu, get Leech Seeded. The Venu's just kind of a monster with Leech Seed. He's going to switch into Nidoqueen on the Ampharos, which is kind of sick, which is just going to force him to Terra Water, yeah. And Sludge Wave does a lot, but Nidoqueen is going to die because of it. He's going to bring back in Coco, which now threatens this. And then he's going to go into Swampert. Ryan didn't need to do anything crazy there. No reason to predict. He's going to go back into Masquerain. Going to get flipped on. Ampharos comes back out. And kind of the same cycle. And that's okay. He's going to eat up this T-Bolt after losing his flying typing. Although he's in electric terrain, so he's just kind of trying to outlast the terrain. So, one more Roost. But, of course, McGriddle's happy with this because he's getting all his leftovers health back. One more Roost. Now he only takes 42, which is much better. He's going to keep this fucking Masquerain healthy. No paras. I don't know, if this is me, I'm getting parried 4 times in that amount of T-Bolts. He's going to go Scrafty finally. Eat up this T-Bolt, 33%. Got his leftovers HP back. This Ampharos is back at full, but Super Fang is cool. I mean, it's got to suck that you go into this turn clicking Cotton Guard thinking you're about to wall this Scrafty, and it Super Fangs you, and you're like, cool. I am not walling shit anymore. He's going to go for the Toxic now, and this Ampharos is on death row, essentially. I mean, Drain Punch here just for a little bit of HP. Doesn't matter. I guess he was going for damage with Drain Punch. I don't know, I would have gone for Super Fang. Whatever. Going to go into Coco, forces him out. Goes into Venu this time. Ryan tried getting the Swampert, though. So I wonder earlier what the... I trust that Ryan didn't choke that hard, that he didn't just kill the Swampert at 55. I'm assuming that Grass Knot from Coco is actually extremely weak and doesn't kill Swampert. But I wonder what the calc is on that. Tried to get him here. McGriddle also played around that, although Ryan hadn't revealed that, which I think is cool. Good play by McGriddle. He's going to get the Leech Seed off on this goddamn Masquerain again. And then he's just going to go for Hurricane spam. He does get the Sleep Powder, though. He's asleep. He's Leech Seeded. Venusaur's just trying to get his HP back. Gets out of confusion. Giga Drain does 0 damage to Corviknight. Corviknight's going to bulk up here, which I think is cool. A little, I guess, yeah, if you know Masquerain's asleep, you don't really have to care about this Leech Seed. Drill Peck is going to knock out the Ampharos, but he does get staticked here, which is a pretty big deal if you ask me at this point. Going to go into Togekiss and force out the Ampharos, not the Ampharos, the Corviknight, into Blastoise. Blastoise is going to get T-Waved. He's going to get off his own Rapid Spin and get rid of the rocks on his side. Mirror Herb Togekiss is cool. Definitely his anti-Blastoise technology. But not quite the boost you wanted to get. He's going to go into Coco here. Eat up this Air Slash. And then he's not faster than Coco still. So that's unfortunate. Coco's going to get the kill. Does Coco kill with Grass Knot now? It does not. Goes back into Masquerain. It's a sack. Brings back out the Venu. 42%. It's going to take those Stealth Rocks. 30%. He's going to get the Leech Seed and hope for the Para. He's not going to get it. But the Corv is Leech Seeded, but it's basically back to full health. I don't know. Dio Speed comes in. Threatens him out with a potential electric move, which he doesn't have. Clicks Knockoff on Blastoise. Misses the Zen Headbutt, which is tough. And then Ryan doesn't get paralyzed. And then he misses back-to-back Zen Headbutts. Definitely the most unlucky thing that happens this first week. Probably going to be one of the more unlucky things that happens this whole season. 2 missed Zen Headbutts, which could have helped flinch. And then Ryan not getting paralyzed twice, getting off 2 Scalds. He's going to hit his Zen Headbutt now, and still doesn't get the flinch or the para. And Ryan's going to kill with Scald. Definitely didn't deserve to get away with that one. But like, this Blastoise should be beyond dead, and the Dio Speed should still be alive. And now McGriddle doesn't really have anything that can kill this Corp except for getting paralyzed to hell him back, which is always possible. But it's going to be so hard to kill, especially with bulk up. Ryan's just going to start bulking up, as he should. And it's kind of over from there. I mean, when you start doing 11% with knockoff, not much you can do. He's going to flip turn back into his Chi and Pow, take more Stealth Rock damage, and I mean, oof, his game over. This Corv ends up with 4 kills, and he misses the Icicle Crash, which is just cherry on top of a very unlucky game for McGriddle. Sucks. Yeah, he throws out an LFAO. Flip turn. Yeah, and he's using Die to Drill Peck, and Corviknight comes out on top, and Ryan comes out with the week 1 win. Good job, Ryan, even if it wasn't deserved, bitch. Okay, damn, these games take forever. Anyways, we're on to our 5th game, which is me. Me versus John. We'll go the Flying Rat. I brought Mega Scissor, Terra Knackle Stackle, Meloetta, Clodsire, Terra Meloetta, Torn Tea, and Roaring Moon. John brought Annihilate, Barraskewda, Terra Gastrodon, Arcanine Hisui, Dachshund, and Cicino. I won't go too crazy here. You can just watch my video if you really care about this matchup. But yeah, we're just going to go. He's going to lead his Gastrodon. I lead Clodsire. And my game plan here was just toxic because I did not have a good way to kill this thing. And my whole game plan revolved around his team in prep, not having a poison type, and just kind of trying to exploit that to the best I can. I do take that Ice Beam, and then he's Terra Ground, and I did not want to get nuked by a Earth Power, so I go into Torn. He plays well, he just Ice Beams again, and he gets the freeze. Yep, no other comments. So, I'm going to try and break out the freeze. I'm not going to. He tries to get me on the Earth Power, expecting me to go back into Clawed or into Knackle Stack. But at this point, I was just like, I either get out of the freeze or I don't. He's going to switch to Arcanine. I'm going to need another chance to freeze. I don't. To Thaw. I don't. Next turn, I got a fucking water move on Torn, and I just want to kill the Arcanine. I don't get to. He misses the head smash. I'm going to go again. I'm going to get frozen again. And then I'm going to die. So, sometimes that's how it is. One of the more unfortunate things this week, but it happens. I go into my Terra Water Knackle Stack, force him out. I Terra. I Salt Cure. I get really confused for about 5 minutes on why this Salt Cure did not Salt Cure him. Covert Cloak. Took me a while to figure out, but he is Covert Cloak. I'm going to get my rocks up because his removal is Cincino. He's going to bring in the Cincino. I know I kind of eat up anything here. I cannot believe the Earthquake did 24%. I know Knackle Stackle is not fully evolved, but Cincino has like 0 defense. Like, damn, 24%? I didn't even know it was possible for this Pokemon to take so little damage unless it was from a Ghost move. I go into my Scissor, and of course Scissor is going to eat up this Bullet Seed like it's nobody's business. I was expecting him just to tidy up, because Bullet Seed doesn't really do a ton to Knackle Stack either. He's going to go into Ape. I think I Bullet Punch here just because I'm worried about tidy up. Rocky Helmet, I am boosting up his Rage Fist, which happens. Drain Punch is going to do 0 into Clawed. I mean, I played Extreme Stall this week, unfortunately, and I feel bad about it, but I don't. I click T-Spikes because he's got no poison type. He's going to Ice Beam me. I don't care. I'm clicking T-Spikes again. I'm like, okay, let me get greedy and not get frozen and go for a recover. I get my recover off. He gets his recover off, but he's taking this Toxic Chip. He's going to go into Cincino. This is the most obvious tidy up of all time. I don't kill with high horsepower or the poison, just barely. So, since I knew he was tidying up, I just T-Spike again. I start getting the next layer going. This thing has to come back in. It's going to Terra Ground. This Earth Power does quite a lot. I didn't... 2-hit to KO is brutal. I get my T-Spikes up. They're now permanently up, which is good for me. I have AV Meloetta, so I go into that, and I eat this thing up. He got very confused by the set, but that happens. I hit him with a Psychic, but I don't have terribly great switch-ins. Like, this Head Smash still does a good amount to Knackle Stack, but he doesn't go for it. I just try and stay healthy as much as I can. I'm going to go back into Meloetta. It's kind of my only thing for this Gastrodon. If I lost Meloetta, this Gastrodon probably beats me even Toxic, which is pretty crazy. I wanted to bring in Roaring Moon this whole time, but I really can't until the Dash one is chipped. He's going to Mirror Coat, which I thought was really cool. I was really confused on what his 4th move was. It wasn't Rocks. He wasn't hitting me with the Water move. And he's got Mirror Coat, which did a lot. 58% to an AV Meloetta. Obviously, it being AV doesn't matter for the calc, I don't think. But yeah, that's a good way to get damage off. And I'm totally chill just sacking Meloetta here because I just want this thing dead. And it dies to the Toxic, and he gets kind of greedy, goes for the Earth Power. I guess not greedy. It was a little bit of a middle ground, but he's not going to get the kill. And I'm going to go right back into Knuckle Stack on Arcanine, eat up this Flare Blitz. He's going to miss the Head Smash, which is unfortunate as I Salt Cure. And since I have him cured, I can just recover now. So he hits this Head Smash, I just recover. And then he's going to get Salt Cured again. He's going to go for the Wisp, which doesn't work. And I thought maybe he was trying to catch something else, but I don't know why I'd really be switching out a Knuckle Stack here. I'm just going to Salt Cure. Cool. I get to be full health now. He's going to go into Ape, get Toxic, and he can't really kill Knuckle Stack anymore. So this one is basically over. Knuckle Stack and Clodsire. Clodsire ended up Week 1 kill leader. I don't know how y'all let it be Clodsire. I'm just kidding. 5 kills, basically all off T-Spikes and Toxic is pretty crazy. Knuckle Stack got my one other kill by, I think, killing the Arcanine with Salt Cure. I don't remember. But yeah, as soon as he started play roughing my Knuckle Stack, this one was over. Endeavor Annihilate, cool tech. It would have been cool if it worked. But he is dead. I always love seeing Endeavor. It's a cool move. Brings in the Scuda. He's hitting CC. I'm just recovering as he takes Toxic damage. Same thing. And game over. Our 6th game, second to last, is the prime time game. Sam versus Wisdom. Sam brought his first pick, Iron Valiant, Lando T, Tentacruel, King Gambit, Espeon, and Terra Water, I believe. Coach Wisdom brings Terra Stack Attack. I believe it's Terra Steel? Sue me. I don't remember. Lando I, Iron Bundle, Weezing G, Tauros, Blaze, and Hisuian Gudra. Lots of alternate forms over here. And Wisdom leads Iron Bundle. Into Espeon, he's just going to flip turn out. And go into Gudra, which just eats Espeon alive. Espeon doesn't really do anything to this unless it has T-Wave. Gonna go into Lando here. Take this knockoff. He loses Xavier. I think, yeah, Sam was like, that's not the best. That happens. He's going to go for his own knockoff. Knock off the Rocky Helmet, which I think is very good for him. Going to go back into his Espeon. Magic Bounce the Wisp. Fire! Doesn't really matter. But a little bit of chip on Weezing, I guess, is nice. And then Wisdom just has to go back into his Gudra basically every time. And he tries Wish Passing to his Lando and catches an Ice Beam. Nice play by Wisdom. And unfortunate for Sam, because that's kind of needed Lando for a couple of things, but it is what it is. Goes into his King Gambit here, which has low kick, I'm pretty sure. Yep, there it is. Not going to do anything here. Wisdom's got a pretty impenetrable core here. He just kind of has to flip between Gudra and Weezing depending on what's out. This thing comes back out, it's going to bounce again. Doesn't matter. He's going to take, his Weezing is getting chipped a little bit, but he's just going to go back into Gudra. Espeon has to switch again. And he's going to be able to knock Gambit, and he's just slowly chipping away at Sam's team. And Sam can't make a ton of progress. Ironhead here is very nice. He was trying to make the prediction on the Weezing. I'm not sure how much damage it does. I wonder if it 2-hit KOs. Not 100% sure. But Lando taking that much damage kind of sucks for Wisdom. He's going to go for the Sucker Punch now and try and finish off Lando. And Wisdom's going to Rock Polish, but he's going to switch out. Yeah, you can't do anything versus Sucker Punch there. And this thing dominates King Gambit, so it doesn't matter. He's going to go for the Trailblaze here on Tentacruel. And I remember sitting there thinking, I had access to both their sets before this game. And I know Sam has Flip Turn. I think it was his only water move. And I was like, Sam, don't click Flip Turn because I know this Tauros is, in fact, weakness policy. He goes for the Horsepower, gets huge chip, and he Flip Turns. So it only gets 33% off. And now this thing is fast and bulky, and it's faster than this Iron Valiant, which is Choice Scarf Iron Valiant, for the matter of fact. And Raging Bull doesn't kill. I have no idea. I know with like speed creeping you get some HP, but that is just crazy that Valiant lived a +2 Raging Bull. And it's just going to kill and return with Psychic. Bundle's going to come in, threaten out the Val, because Psychic isn't going to kill. He's going to go into Tentacruel, just going to continue the momentum. Great play by Wisdom. Bring back in Lando, apply some more pressure, and he's going to take out the Tentacruel. One more Mon down. Brings in Espeon, which threatens out by being faster. He's going to double to King Gambit, expecting the Goodra. Very unfortunately, Wisdom was ready to sack the Landers there, or he made the read. I don't know, but either way, catastrophically awful play by Sam. Choke wizard of all time right there, unfortunately. And there goes King Gambit, and also there goes his only way of killing Goodra, ultimately, with unless Valiant dies. So, he goes Goodra again, and yeah, you kind of just have to eat this and do nothing, and he's going to try and CM on it. I don't think it really matters, because he has knockoff, and knockoff does 73%. Yep, he's going to switch into Arb, eat this Flash Cannon, catch his Wish. He's going to Protect on the Draco, just scouting out the move. Ice Beam now, and he's going to Earth Power. That was kind of nice of him to hit that Ice Beam, not expecting him to Terra. He's going to Earth Power, get the drop. So it does force him to switch because of the drop. But he's going to go here, get the Levitate. Forces him to Terra. He's going to start getting some damage off. And then Sam just needs to go for some Leech Seed, harvest Citrus Berry stuff. And I mean, it's not unwinnable, especially, I don't remember if Bundle has Freeze Dry or not. But if it doesn't, like, his ways of killing his Arboliva are few and far between. Even if he does have Freeze Dry, he's gonna sack Lando here, which I don't think was necessarily the correct play. I think I'd personally rather sack Weezing. I don't know. I don't know the matchup as well as them. But he's going to get his Citrus Berry back. Took a while. He's going to get Stack in. I like this. Earth Powers to take half damage from the Earth Power, which would have killed him if he had not Terra'd. And because of it, he's going to be able to get up rocks. And him getting up rocks was actually like a really great play by Wisdom, because both Valiant and Espeon died of rocks. So now it's just Arboliva, and it doesn't matter if this thing dies. So he sacks it. Good play. Brings in the Weezing. He's going to get Burn Chip. Just any way you can, because this is his last Pokemon. Just get as much chip as you can. Doesn't matter what happens to Weezing. Just play it safe here and do damage. And yeah, he's just going to go for more damage. Sam's going to Giga Drain. Didn't know if that was going to kill, low-key. And he's at 71%, which isn't Freeze Dry range, which is nice. He's going to take a lot to that Draco. The most unfortunate thing here is that Wisdom was not Sap Sipper, so if Sam had just Leech Seeded turn 1, he might have just won. But I think it's pretty fair to assume that he's Sap Sipper, especially because you know he's not gooey. But sucks. He's going to go for the Earth Power, and he's going to hope to play the Harvest game. He does not currently have Citrus Berry, and now he's under 50. He's going to take another Draco. He's going to do more damage. He is not getting his Citrus Berry. Pretty unlucky for Sam here to go like 4 or 5 turns without a Citrus Berry, but sometimes that's the way it goes. And that's what happens when you rely on RNG stuff. And then the rest of these guys are just going to die. And Goodra really packed him up. Goodra was fantastic for Wisdom this week. This is the best Hisui Goodra performance I've ever seen. And a pretty standard Tauros setting up, weakness policy, and then dying. And then I like the sack on Stack Attacka. I got to see Landers do more. And I think Sam had some cool sets, and he tried to make a cool double. It ultimately cost him, and there wasn't really a point to it, because even if he got the double into King Gambit, and then, you know, on him going to Goodra, then he just goes into his Weezing, and now you're back in the loop. So, I don't know. But good game. Definitely my favorite game of the week, for sure. And I'm excited to see what these guys do for the rest of the season. Our last game is finally, fortunately, a short game. So thankfully, we had some long games this week. I feel like I've been recording for a fat minute. Hopefully this isn't too bad. Let me know. But we got Phoenix versus Waka. Phoenix brings Electrode Hisui, Greninja, Miss Magius Terra, Lucario, Donphan, and Cleavor. None of his high tiers really, except Greninja. He's just kind of slipping in there in the background because he's kind of short. Waka brings Polt, Pelipper, Ninetales, Iron Crown, Overquill, Kabutops. I kind of knew Waka's game plan going into this one was set up Rain with Peli, not on Cleavor, and then go into his Rain Sweepers, and he gets 2 shots at just kind of decimating this whole team. I mean, his water resists are Greninja, which is not a real water resist, and Electrode, which is also not a real water resist. So, that sucks. But his team also is kind of fried by Cleavor and a combination of things. But Waka did not want to lead the Peli because of Cleavor. I think that's an obvious counter lead. Same thing here with the Electrode. And he leads Aurorus, not Aurorus. I just read Aurorus. I'm traumatized. Fuck you, Waka. Leads Iron Crown. He's going to get T-Waved. He's going to break through the T-Wave, hit the Psychic. That did a lot, I feel like. But maybe Electrode's just really frail. I just have never seen Iron Crown do so much damage in my life. He's going to Volt Switch out into Gren. And unfortunately for Wisdom, Waka was ready to get out of there and get his weather in, so he Volt Switched on the Electrode and caught the Greninja and does 70% basically, which really sucks. He's going to get Aurorus in. God, dude, it keeps saying Aurorus. And I just... the things that Pokemon has done to me, man. The things that Pokemon has done to me. He gets in Pelipper here. Now I'm pissed. He gets in Pelipper. He's going to take a quadrillion damage to Dark Pulse. And U-turn doesn't even kill Greninja. So that is what it is. But he brings in the Menace here. I'm not going to say it this time. I'm not saying the A word. He brings in Kabutops, which is a way cooler Pokemon than Aurorus. And Kabutops now gets to just Terra Water and click Liquidation, I'm pretty sure. Now, the switch-ins are kind of frail. And who does he choose to go here? He goes Miss Magius, which has Sash, that's right. I remember, I was like, he doesn't lose right here. He has Sash. If he was still Rock-type, the Energy Ball would have killed, but he is not. So he's got to play the sack game and last out this Rain. I like the Leech Life to get a little more HP back. Good job, Whacker. He's going to send in his Donphan now with Sturdy. And he's going to take 99% to the Liquidation once more. But he's going to get the KO here. So not a 6-0, which is always nice. Never want to see 6-0s in my league, personally. Unless it's like, well, I don't know. I don't like Rain Sweep. He's going to get in his other weather guy. And he's going to go back into the other weather guy. He's got all the weather. He's going to sack Pelipper here, which I think he was trying to make it double. I don't know, because I'm pretty sure this just kills Donphan. But I don't know. He gets his Rain in. Now he just brings in Overquill and kind of does the same thing, except Phoenix is all out of Focus Sashes. So, yeah, kind of hard to stop the same thing twice. Going to bring in Lucario. Take 78%. And I don't think he is going to kill, because Overquill is surprisingly bulky. Dark Pulse is cool. I like a little special Lucario action. There's no way that's... Yeah, okay, he said misclick. I was like, there's no way that was his best move to hit Overquill. Like, I know it's here for Bolt, but there's no way that's his best move. Gonna go into Electrode. Whack out, sped this, and he's gonna Crunch. Take the Aftermath chip. And go into Cleavor. And this one is over. Cleavor's not gonna live in Liquidation, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no. And that one is over. Good performance there by Overquill. I like what I saw. And I like Waka's goofy dual weather team. I like the tech that Phoenix brought. I'm excited to see what he does in future weeks. And I know he's a better player than maybe a 13 game assumes. So we'll see better things. I know it for sure. Now, I just want to go over just some of the general around the league stuff. I'll try and do this every week. We do have the week 2 game that's already been played. This is the fastest week-to-week game I've ever seen be played, but that's cool stuff. At the end of this week, I'm on top of the standings. Yay, go Jaden! Yay! Purely off of differential. There's a lot of ties. I think the tiebreakers currently are alphabetical, but hopefully we don't have any more issues like that, and we'll be able to have head-to-head tiebreakers and stuff like that going forward. But yeah, nothing too crazy going on. Everyone with a current win is in the playoffs. Doesn't really matter. We got 7 more weeks to go, fellas. Recap here. I'll do the awards in just a minute, but I'm going to finish some of the other stuff. Looking at the kill leaders. Top of the board, my boy Claude picked up 5 of my 6 kills. Ryan's Corviknight with 4 kills. Wacka's Overkill with 4 kills because it swept. Powerfield's Chios played 2 games. Sam's Arbeliva was great. Almost made a final stand, not quite. Walking Wake had 3 kills in week 1 for sure. Wisdom's Gudra was very good as well. It's kind of what I wanted to highlight from first week. Yeah, nothing else too crazy. And then Pick'em's recap. We only had, I think, 8 submissions. I know Phoenix said he didn't see it. I'm sorry, my guy. I'll give you a consolidatory point, King. But, yeah, me and Wisdom went perfect on our 7 for 7. You guys really need to, I'm not trying to win anything. I'm just, here to have fun. I want you guys to win. So please stop letting me win. I need you guys to do better in week 2, okay? So get your pick'ems in before the rest of the games are played. I know one has already been played. It is what it is. And then also, John made a transaction. I traumatized him so much for not having a poison type that he switched his Bisharp out for Muck. And Muck is just simply a better Pokemon than Bisharp. So I'm glad he made that trade. First transaction. Hopefully there's no more transactions because I don't like them. Look at the week 1 pick'ems. For this one, everybody, all but one picked Phoenix, I believe. Yeah. Everyone, or rather, all but one picked Wacka. Most people picked Ryan. Out of the 8 responses, every single person picked me. Every single person got it right. Good job. Almost everyone picked Power Fable and got it right. Almost everyone picked Chalk and got it right. Everyone picked Steven and got it right. And I love that you guys got a little 50-50 split on the primetime game. Deserved. It tells me I picked good. And it was a good game, and it was a close game. 50-50 split. Half of you guys got it right on picking Wisdom. And hopefully next week's pick'ems are also good, and primetime game is also good. Lastly, we'll go over the week 1 awards real quick. Just something I'm piecing together. I'd like some feedback if you guys have any ideas on different awards or whatever, but I think this is what I'm going to rock with for now. I don't want to do too many awards, not to saturate it, but yeah, just a little something here and there. There's no incentive to getting them, but just kind of for funsies. Yeah, so our first award is going to go to my Knackle Stack. Is the low tier. I think the only thing that was lower points value that was brought this week was Ryan's Masquerain as a 1-pointer, I think. Which did put in a good amount of work. I did heavily consider it. But my Knackle Stack, it led to the biggest differential win, and it was the biggest part of my team. Obviously, Clodsire got all the kills with the T-Spikes. Knackle Stack only got 1 kill. It didn't die, and it was in for the entire goddamn game. It just 8 hits over and over. So Knackle Stack will get the first low tier of the week award. Next, we have the Terra of the week. I give it to Sam's Arbeliva. Although Sam did come out with the loss, and I think I will incentivize winning and giving out the awards. And there were a lot of great / good Terramons this week, but Sam's Arbeliva nearly brought him all the way back into the game. So I think it totally deserves to win this one, even if it's a little bit of a Jerry West Finals MVP type of moment. But it is what it is. But it played really good, and if Sam had gone for the Leech Seed on the Gudra, he would have cleaned up and won. So it would have been a crazy comeback, I think. He didn't. Anyways, it was a really good performance from the Arbeliva. Excited to see what it does for the future. It's one of the higher point Terras as well with a high tax, so I'm happy to see it doing good. Next, we've got the Heat of the week. Okay, guys, first, you guys kind of disappointed me with the Heat. There wasn't a lot, but we default here to Steven going for the Terra Ground Terra Blast to kill Rotom Heat. Obviously, Rotom Heat has Levitate, but with Mold Breaker, Tinkaton hits it, and it killed it. It one-hit KO'd it. So that was cool stuff from Tinkaton. I don't know if I would have expected that in prep if I was James, but so I thought it was cool tech. Maybe not like the most unexpected thing ever, the most Heat thing ever, but I just thought it was cool. So it gets the award, and you guys need to do better. I need more Heat next week. Lastly, well, not lastly, last Pokemon award goes to the Pokemon of the week, the overall performance of the week. It's going to go to Ryan's Corviknight. Ryan did not deserve to win his game, not in the slightest. Okay, he played good. Ryan played good, but this Corviknight broke through paralysis like 25 times, and then it just kind of won by bulking up after he got the KOs he needed through the Zen Headbutt misses on Blastoise, and Corviknight comes out with 4 kills, which not a normal Corviknight performance, but so it's cool to see Corv get some kills and win the award for the first Pokemon of the week of Supreme 7 Star. Lastly, game of the week. Not necessarily going to go to the primetime game, but it did go to the primetime game this week because it was the most fun game, I think. Sam versus Wisdom. Wisdom came out with the win, the 2-0 victory. Very fun antics between Sam sacking his Espeon and then almost coming back with the Arboliva. Very fun game. I hope for a dozen more fun games like this throughout the rest of the season. So, yes. Thanks for watching, guys. And, yeah, let's have a good week, too.